I have been struggling with motivation to get listings posted on eBay. If you're like me, sometimes we need to talk about some tips and tricks that are going to get us back into the groove of things so we can start making money again on eBay. Hi everyone, I'm Angie. Thanks for stopping in. If you're new here, this is my channel, Angie Resells. I am a part-time eBay seller. I live in Pensacola, Florida, and I list with my mom. We like to get things from garage sales, the bins, and thrift stores, and liquidation lots, and we resell them on eBay. Sometimes Poshmark, sometimes Amazon, FBA, but mostly eBay is our true love. I needed this video. To be completely honest, my motivation has been wah in the toilet. I did great in 2019. I was motivated, I was ready, I was listing every day, I had my goals all set, and then life happened. Early in 2020, my dad, who was visiting from Ohio, was down here about to go back home after being here for 3 weeks, and he fell in my living room and broke his femur. Yeah. And then my mom, who lives here with me, got pneumonia and ended up in the hospital. So I had two parents in the same hospital on different floors for over a week. And it seems like ever since that happened, my motivation has just been bad. I just have not seemed to get my focus back. And so I thought, well, I'm going to share some things that I do to get me back into being motivated to list, and how I kind of set myself up for success for that. And I would love to hear your ideas. If you have your best motivational tips, please put them in the comments below. I love to be able to share, because I think, with this community, we're all about trying to help each other, and anything you can help me with to get me back into listing, I much appreciated, because I think we all are in this together, and I really want to try to support other sellers, and you guys are like my friends, so I appreciate everything that you let me know. Okay, so when I really get serious with selling on eBay, the first thing I do is I figure out my why. That may seem kind of silly, but everyone has a different reason why they're selling on eBay. My personal why has changed over the years, because I've been an eBay seller for a long time. For a long time, it was so that I could be home with my daughters when they were little. I love the idea of not having to have a job outside the home and still supporting, contributing to my family, and having extra money for us to do things and vacations and things. And that's changed over the years. Now my kids are, one has graduated college and the other one is in college. And so I have a lot more time, but now I have a full-time job. So a few years ago, my why was to get out of debt. And really that was my motivating force. Now I'm getting older and I want to pay off my mortgage and start saving money for my future. I don't want to say necessarily retirement, but like for emergency savings. And so I have money available when I want to buy a new car and things like that. And I think what's happening, once I got debt free, I kind of lost track of my why. So I really needed to go back and focus and figure out my new why. Because once I paid off my debt, my why wasn't as important, because I've already met that goal. So now I'm working on my new reason. I think once you have your reason in place, the next thing you want to do is set goals. And this is also where I need to get back to the basics and figure it out. Now, we all have goals. I want to be a millionaire. I want to drive a Mercedes. But those are not, for me at this time, realistic goals. Paying debt and saving money, those are goals, but those aren't the kind of goals that I'm specifically talking about. I think what we need to do is have a goal that is not only achievable, but is measurable, And what I mean by that is, don't just say, I want to get out of debt. I want you to think specific goals, like I want to pay $300 a week or $500 a week, whatever number it is that you feel comfortable, that you firmly believe that you can accomplish every single week. And make that your goal, towards my debt or towards my savings or towards my household. Whatever it is that your goal is for selling, set a very specific and obtainable goal for yourself. If you make a goal that you can never accomplish, you're going to feel defeated. So there's really no point in making these crazy goals. They seem great, and one time if you meet them, that's great, but I don't think you can sustain a positive outlook if you're never meeting your goals. So realistic and very measurable, meaning, put a specific time frame on it. Even if you want a bigger goal, like I want to pay off my car, make sure you have an end date in mind so you can track that goal all the way. For me, that is very, very helpful. I think the next thing that I also need to work on is scheduling my work. Now, the great thing about work, being your own boss is you don't have to have a 9 to 5 or an absolute schedule. But what I mean is set time aside so that you can concentrate on taking pictures or listing or whatever it is, whatever task you need to accomplish that day. And try to avoid distractions. I know myself that if Survivor is on and I'm trying to list, it's not happening. This year, Boston Rob and Amber are back on there. You just don't list. When Boston Rob and Amber are on TV and they're fighting with Sandra, forget it. I'm not going to list when that show is on. I also can't list when I watch certain YouTubers. I don't know what it is. Some people I can put them on the background and it's great, background noise. And other ones I'm like, really? You did that today? Wow. And my computer's over here and I'm like, there's a listing right there. And I'm just like, wow, Tucker Upper Tucker Upper actually got assaulted today. And I literally can't list on that. So what I try to do is put on music that I love, something that's less distracting for me. Sometimes I'll put on really terrible shows on Hulu, like, I don't know, the baking channel. I don't mean it's a terrible show, but things that you can literally just have in the background just so there's noise and you can kind of peek over at it, but not anything that I'm just like mesmerized by, like that I just want to be, absorbed in, because I will do that. And sometimes I'll be sitting at my computer and 3 hours later, I was like, wow, I watched a whole lot of Handmaid's Tale, but literally listed 2 items. So make sure you make time for your listings. And another thing that I think, working from home is don't get burnt out. So make sure you take time for yourself. I am terrible at this, but you want to, and I'm trying to be better about this. You want to take time to spend time with your kids, with your family, exercise, take naps if that's what you love, or a bubble bath, or whatever it is that makes you happy. Read a book, or even if it's self-help or trashy romance novels, or whatever it is that you find relaxes you and gives you your own personal time. Make sure when you're doing your scheduling, you also schedule you time. I used to be the worst person at that ever. Would always be working, and it definitely affected just my happiness level and my ability to want to keep doing it. Because let's face it, when you work at home and it's a lot of hours and you're solitary, you can burn out. And so you don't want to do that. You want to have space in there that's dedicated for you to just have a positive outlook on life that has nothing to do with eBay, has nothing to do with listing, but just has to do with things you personally love that helps you unwind. I think that's so important just to keep you motivated so that when you are there listing and when you're taking pictures, which pictures are not my favorite thing to do. Thank goodness my mom, you're the best at picture taking because that's not my strong suit. But I digress. Oh, what was it back? What was I saying? Basically, keeping you motivated when you are listing by doing those things for yourself will really help you make the most of that time that you are dedicated to your job. There you go. I knew I had a point there. Okay, so for me, how I schedule my time is I'm a list maker. It's probably my type A personality, but I just like to have lists. So I schedule time for doing pictures. I schedule time for doing listings. And here is where I try to make really specific goals of to-dos. Some people may say, I want to do 10 items, 10 listings a day, or 50 listings a day. If you're super motivated, and I appreciate you because I just don't have the time or energy for 50 a day. But props to you if you're doing that. But some people don't do it by the number of listings. They want to have a dollar amount that they're listing every single day. I think if you create a calendar or a goal for each day so that it keeps you on your path, and with your schedule, you can also schedule your you time, you can schedule appointments, other things that you need to do. But I think it's really valuable in order to get you back motivated is to actually make lists and schedule your time as efficiently as you can and have very targeted things that you want to do every single day. We can't list necessarily at the same time that you're taking pictures, that you're going to a doctor's appointment, that you're outsourcing. So make sure you schedule the fun things like the sourcing and the things like the listing and the answering customer service calls when people are just complaining and you're just like, you know. But so make time for everything, and don't forget you time as well. Another thing that I have to say is very important for motivation is find a community. I will say that doing YouTube 100% has been completely out of my comfort zone, but I enjoy it so much. I'm really surprised that I do, but I like it because it's people that I can talk to. It's other resellers out there who share the same goals as me. I figure I have a lot of information. I would love to share it with other people and find like-minded people that can help me along the way too. It's all about us in a community, supporting each other, giving ideas, having someone to like complain to when you have the worst, buyer, or you get negative feedback on something you didn't feel like you deserved or whatever. Sometimes just having a sounding board is also very motivating and will help you get out your frustrations or whatever it is to keep you on the path for motivation. Okay, I think that's it. Hey, if you have motivational tips and tricks, these were just some basics, things that I needed to hear to remind myself so I can get back on the track. If you have ideas, let us know. I love to share them, and if you have any questions, feel free to answer them below. You can also send me an email. If you like my channel, I would love it if you subscribed and give me a thumbs up. You can also hit the bell for notifications when I do have a new video coming out. I'm a new channel, would love to make new friends and have new people join me, so definitely feel free to comment, subscribe, like. Just don't dislike me. That wouldn't be very nice. Okay, that's it everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for being here. Bye.